Right. I mean, it's difficult to get excited about a trip to Stoke at the best of times.
The big one.
I kind of feel like this weekend is no exception. I was checking the result last time we played them. We lost 2-1 at home back in August. Mateus Fernandez played, which seems like years ago.
Wow.
So it's they had 10 men as well, didn't they? And still managed to beat us. So there's not a lot we can probably gain from that, but it's going to be another. I'm going to say it's going to be another dull game. Try and convince me otherwise that this might be all right.
Well, they seem to have really fallen off, is what I would say. The time we played them, they were sort of top 2 in the league, and obviously Mark Robbins has done a really good job. If you look since then, they've had the odd spell of wins here and there. I think they've picked up sort of 4, maybe 5 wins since the start of November, which is probably not too dissimilar to what we've been rocking with. But they've lost, by looks of it, a lot of games by sort of 2-0. So I'm not exactly sure what's been going on there, but they're now 10th for the championship table. They haven't won in 3. They've drawn with QPR, Birmingham, lost to Borough. So they're picking up sort of similar results to us. I don't think we can take anything from that August game, but we just need to win. I think quite simply, if we have any serious ambitions about still making something of this season, then we have to win. But we've been saying that every week, I feel like, for a while. So it's a 12:30 kickoff as well, which is a nightmare for fans. I mean, going to Stoke at the best of times. But 12:30, so I'll be going up on the Friday night, I'd imagine.
So is that on the telly?
Sampling the delights.
Yeah, just a little trip to Staffordshire. Why not? I think it is on Sky. I think that's the pick. So presumably they picked that.
It's one of the 3. There's obviously 3 games that are kicking off at the same time.
One would presume they picked that when Stoke were in a little bit of better form, I imagine.
Yeah.
But the thing is, they've not got Mubama in the team anymore, so I need to go and have a look and do some research properly because
they've got their injuries. Because last time I looked, I checked the Birmingham report, and they were saying they were only able to name 2 recognised first-team players on the bench. So I guess we don't read too much into that, knowing our history,
isn't
it? Well, the guy who scored the winning goal against us last time, Sorba Thomas, who was very, very good against us. Played on the left wing. He's been playing right back recently. Funnily enough, I just watched their highlights of their game against Birmingham, and he was getting absolutely ripped to shreds at right back. So it'd be interesting to see if that matchup against Leo Cienza comes to pass. That could be a route for some joy for us. They played really well against us. Mubama eventually got sent off, didn't he? Did he get sent off for the dive?
I think one was a dive, yeah.
Yeah, so he got sent off, but they had 3 players playing in behind him, one of which was Thomas, Million Manhoff was the other one, and Bajan Ho was the other one. Got his name right, I think. They were lively, but I'm a bit of a loss as to how they've fallen away. They've obviously got a lot of injuries and have not dealt with it terribly well. Not least the goalkeeper's gone, Victor Johansson, who's been a pain in our respective sides for the last sort of 3 or 4 seasons that we come up against him. So with him not there and
we've not mentioned that. That's a good point. Yeah.
And Bazunu not being able to play and being injured anyway,
and still being injured as well.
They've got a youngster in goal. I think he might be England under 20s or something like that. So we'd be looking at Stoke away in the normal run of things as being a tough game, and a point would be good. A point would still be half decent up there, but we got to target these games for wins. Even if we're realistic about our sort of lack of chance of stringing together enough results to get near the playoffs, I'm sure from within the club they'll be thinking we want to at least make a run at it and have a go for it. And this is the sort of game, given the trouble they've got, that we've got to look to win. But we've had this so many times this season, as you said at the start of the show, where we've played against teams that have had 10 players missing, and we've just not done it. I mean, that just seems to be the nature of the Championship at the moment. When you look at it, we're pretty fortunate ourselves to have a fairly clean bill of health. So we've got to go out and beat these teams when we play them. So hopefully we can go up there and do that.
Interesting one in midfield that Stoke didn't have when we played them back in September is they've got a 37-year-old Stephen Nzonzi, who obviously played for them back in the Premier League. He's actually playing some minutes, I think. So a legendary midfield return, which seems to be going a little bit better than us.
Yeah. I mean, Nzonzi won 20 caps for France. So he's not bad.
Yeah. And also for my generation, he was a very cheap beast on FIFA, which I'm sure you'll be familiar with at one point.
Oh yeah.
there's no point, Steve, trying to predict the starting 11 for this one for sure. But I think we can all start to work out what our strongest would be now if they were all fit. So
certainly getting there.
I mean, it's taken us till January, but
yeah. And I mean, there's potential that may even change in the next weekend as well. If suddenly Johannes decides he does fancy kind of plugging some gaps in the squad, now would be the only time available to him. So yeah, quick sharp, my friend, I think. But yeah, I think the system now, I think we're relatively, I think after these two games, I think we're relatively set in stone, aren't we? That it's going to be a back four. The composition of that is, well, obviously keeper, left back, and two centre backs, I think, are nailed down. Right back, I think you could probably interchange depending on who you're playing against. And then the midfield kind of probably depends on whether we're home or away. I think if we're away, then maybe it's a slightly more sort of structured two holding players type system. Maybe at home we go a little bit more adventurous. I don't know, but I think I think when you go away to Stoke, it's going to be I mean, let's be honest, it's going to be windy, it's going to be cold, it's going to be horrible. And lunchtime kickoff again means that nobody's had any time to kind of wake up, get any beers inside them, so the atmosphere will be crap.
Atmosphere,
it'll be a goal either way, if that. And yeah, not going to be a thriller, I wouldn't have thought. But you know, I mean, who knows? I mean, these sort of weird and wacky games do throw themselves at us at the most unexpected of times every so often. So who knows?
Are you going to this one?
I am. Yes, it's a 7:30 or 8 o'clock train out of Euston. Yeah, not hugely fun. But yeah, it is what it is. I've got a couple of mates I go to England games with who are Stoke fans, so see them for a few beers. That'd be good. Just as long as we don't lose.
Yeah, interesting thing about this game. Once we've got this out of the way, we've got 4 of our next 5 games are at home. Which is bizarre.
It does seem as if we've played like nearly every away game already.
Yeah, it does feel like that. I feel like that. We've gone away a lot.
Should we do some score predictions for the game? Today's was a little bit easier, I think, wasn't it? 14 people correctly predicted a draw, 12 of which went for the 1-1. I think that was by far the most popular.
Yeah, I think if you went for the draw, then 1-1 was the obvious pick, wasn't it, really?
It was, yeah. Now, assuming that Stoke would probably score from a corner or cross into the box. What are our thoughts?
The goalkeeper.
Yeah. What do you think, Glenn?
I'm weirdly optimistic about this one. I'll go. It'll be a horrible game, but I think our more attritional style will that we've had the last couple of games. I think that will stand us in good stead in this one. So I'll go for a 2-1 win.
2-1, Alfie.
I do think that this last week will be a bit of fuel for encouragement for Tondereka and the players. I do think that despite not getting over the line today, which obviously was disappointing, I think that they've shown themselves to be a little bit more than what maybe people thought them this time a week ago. That being said, I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw.
We got to the end of a 3-game week and we didn't get beaten away. So, Steve?
Yeah, new corners turned and all that. But yeah, I find it difficult to believe that we'll keep a clean sheet.
Yeah.
Which then means that we need to score. And I mean, in fairness, the chances we created today were good chances. So yeah, I mean, if we can carve open Stoke's defence the same way we carved Pompey's defence open a few times, then yeah, maybe. I think I'm going to probably I'm probably going to go side with what Alfie says and go for a 1-1 draw.
Okay, I think there'll be lots of 1-1s this time round. If you want to get involved, if you want to play along with the Predictions League, all you need is your Patreon login, and you can find the leaderboard and how to play over on the website. So head to totalsaints.co.uk.